Today I'm going to discuss the ins and outs of EHR databases, focusing on the Vestrum Health Retina database. My disclosures are shown on this slide, none of which are relevant to this presentation. I'm very excited about the potential for real-world data in ophthalmology. Today I'll briefly cover why is real-world data important, claims data versus EHR data, common current databases focusing on the Vestrum Health Retina database, Vestrum services for industry, and finally Vestrum services for physicians, including some of my own learnings from performing research with this system. Given the ability to scale, real-world data is important for numerous applications, including natural history studies, benchmarking for practice improvement and value-based care, clinical research, including retrospective studies, clinical trial site selection and patient identification, as well as providing commercial insights. While claims data may be well-structured, EHR data provides important clinical nuances and details. EHR data is generally rich with history, exam findings, and treatment details. The IRIS registry is the nation's first comprehensive eye disease clinical registry. All U.S. Ophthalmology Academy members in good standing are eligible to participate in the IRIS registry. Recently, Retina Consultants of America and Retina AI announced a collaboration to develop a real-world evidence database. Another EHR database is the Vestrum Health Retina database. It includes 2.4 million unique patients and 18 million patient visits from U.S. retina practices. Importantly, as a retina specialist database, it differs from the IRIS registry, which includes all specialties. Today I was asked by the program committee to focus on the Vestrum Health Retina database. The Vestrum Health Retina database includes a panel of over 350 U.S. retina physicians, and it is geographically diverse. Like the IRIS registry, available data includes patient history, visual acuity, intraocular pressure, exam findings, diagnosis, and treatment. The Vestrum Health Retina database de-identifies data and aggregates it in a HIPAA-compliant, secure fashion. It provides various data-driven products such as market research, industry analytics, and physician practice information. I will cover some of this in the next slides. There are various services for industry. First, for commercial and market access, it offers a comprehensive view of the retinal landscape, enabling companies to track shifts and changes over time. In health economics, outcomes research, and medical affairs, it reveals the incidence, prevalence, and comparative effectiveness of treatments, and supports outcomes analysis for specific treatment regimens and clinical conditions. For clinical trial recruitment, the database helps identify ideal physicians and patients, streamlining recruitment efforts. There are also multiple services for physicians. One service of note includes a recruitment acceleration program, which mines practice EHR data to identify potential patients for a specific trial. In general, approximately 80% of inclusion and exclusion criteria can be automatically queried across the EHR data, resulting in a highly accurate estimate of patient recruitment targets. The recruitment acceleration program reports can be sent at a predetermined frequency directly to the practice. This is an example of programmable eligibility parameters of both inclusion and exclusion criteria for a typical wet AMD clinical trial. In addition to clinical trial recruitment, the system provides benchmarking reports, allowing for monitoring of key practice metrics and comparison with regional and national benchmarks. Finally, I want to focus on clinical research. As we discussed, the Vestrum Health Retina database provides information on patient volumes, procedure volumes, medication use, and outcomes data. Physicians can access the data needed for review, analysis, and research. For example, using the system, I've previously presented and published on clinical practice outcomes in over 100,000 patients with neovascular AMD, DME, and RVO-associated macular edema. We've noted that, first, visual acuity gain at 1 year is worse than randomized clinical trials, and that anti-VEGF injection frequency plays a large role in visual acuity outcomes. Second, better baseline vision increases risk of central vision loss. And third, RVO patients experience greater 1-year gain than AMD and DME patients, but show a larger gap in visual gain when compared to respective randomized clinical trials. A limitation of the EHR-based systems involves a key endpoint, visual acuity. In practice, visual acuity is often measured via a Snellen chart without standardized protocol refractions. The formula shown here is often used to convert Snellen visual acuity into an ETDRS approximation, but this obviously cannot compare to a standardized ETDRS protocol refraction. Importantly, I want to point out that clinical research using EHR databases has additional limitations beyond the non-standardized visual acuity. These studies are retrospective with limited controls, which cannot be compared with randomized clinical trials. Furthermore, there's limited ability to tailor inclusion and exclusion criteria compared to the explicit criteria in randomized clinical trials. In summary, there's great potential for real-world data in ophthalmology. These systems can generate important services for industry, for commercial and market access, health economics outcomes research, and medical affairs. For physicians, these systems can also generate important services, including clinical trial recruitment, practice benchmarking, and clinical research. Thank you very much for your attention.